we wanted to do a set of visual upgrades. We knew that we wanted to bring up the graphical look of the game because we had been looking at some of the competitors.
Our role at NVIDIA is to work with developers such as the Battle for Middle-earth 2 team to make sure that, their games look as good as possible and run as fast as possible on our 3D hardware.
I remember an early meeting where I would sit down with some of our graphics engineers and with Ofer Eslin, our visual upgrades development director, and say, we need to get our visual our visual appearance better.
The development team has been extremely attentive. They viewed us as somebody who can actually help them.
One of the things in real life that have been most difficult to render in real-time 3D graphics has been water.
Ofer would sort of look over at me and he's like, we'll make the visual appearance better, but we want to make it best.
We've worked very closely with the Battle for Middle-earth 2 team to ensure that they make the best use of hardware features on NVIDIA hardware to make the water look as good as possible. Some of these features are shader model 3.0 capabilities on graphics cards to get more realistic looking waves, also more realistic looking refraction effects and reflection effects. These very, very subtle cues are very important to making the water look as realistic as possible.
And Ofer and his guys, they just went and they just rocked and they rolled. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey Chris, you gotta check this out. We have new water. And I knew they were working on water, but I'd walk in and be like, holy cow, that's crazy.
Some of the other graphical features in Battle for Middle-earth 2 would be use of bump mapping or normal mapping for more realistic per pixel lighting. Another really, really important aspect to realistic 3D graphics is the employment of high quality shadows. And that's another area where use of 3D graphics hardware can significantly increase the visual quality of your title through the use of fast shadow mapping techniques and shadow filtering techniques, which also use shader model 3.0 type capabilities.